Warning: Lobo Radio contains adult content, crude humor that may go against your religion, ethics, and morals. A perspective point of view you may not find your own. Viewer discretion is advised. Fucking planes, trains, and automobiles. Many people travel from different fucking lands to come around to see the crumble, the fall of the Lobo Show. You know, don't hold your breath. We told you we'd be back in the summer. Just fucking handle a couple of things over here, and as you can see, things never get fucking better. They just only get worse. Things get fucking worse, and I'm fucking sick of shit getting worse. So you know what I'm gonna do about it? I'm gonna have a fucking good time. I'm gonna fucking hang around and discuss a couple of things with a friend here. But there's new changes, man. There's been some ups and downs here on the Lobo Show, man. We had some producers that that had a pretty much were always practically interning in the beginning, and we had some other guys that end up becoming like people stabbing you in the back shit. But we end up having a guy that I'm not gonna that was when I originally started doing the show podcasting. The idea of it sparked because I was in just talking to a friend one day, and he was like, man, you're a funny guy, that everything that you said, we should be recording this, and that person who told me that is my surprise guest today, people. And I'm happy because I'm very happy. This is a person that I've never had on this channel when we started doing the Lobo Show on Lobo Radio, But this was the guy that who gave me the idea of it, of starting recording and just having fun, just kicks and giggles, let your steam out. And this guy is always like, yo, dude, you're a funny guy. You need to record. And that's my boy here, my guest today, Allison Griswold. What's going
Good
on,
evening,
man?
listeners. Good evening, Lobo.
Don't hold on, listeners. Don't adjust your volume level. There's like, oh no, what did he say? Did he just say that Allison Griswold guy? Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Back from the dead.
Guy.
Yep.
Back from the dead, but like I want to say more of the dead. But how would you more explain that? How would you call it?
Like I said earlier, it's like taking a trip to WCW, and then you see how bad the booking is, and then you go right back to New York. Yeah.
There you are, and now he's back in New York, man. Because it's like, damn, it's funny that when shit, when people start you start meeting new people. And then sometimes your best friend, it wasn't your best friend anymore. It's kind of less of your best friend, or other things like that. But it's more of like, man, Griswold, I want to just really just let the people know out where how much you really helped me, doing the show in the beginning on your channel.
I appreciate
and
that.
Man, and then once we did it, you were like, dude, this is for fun. But I remember where I liked it so much, I was like, man, let's fucking do this every fucking day and shit.
Yeah.
And I remember you were like, dude, this is way overwhelming. And dude, you can ask many people I've worked with. You know what I mean? I can be overwhelming, sure, because I fuck the.
Yeah, I mean, you're motivated.
I hate the politics. Yeah, sure, the politics and the this and that about it. I just like shooting the shit with my friends and shit. But definitely, man, but you always helped me, and we did a lot of shows, and I met a lot of people. I actually met my second producer on that show, and we did many content on this channel, and I'm very grateful.
And it was great
because of you.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Really
Thank you, man.
Your work. Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you, bro. And so it's like let's let the ball washing please continue. But but all jokes aside, bro, it's like, nah, man, you fucking like I said, you held me out, man, on that thing, and you gave me the idea of wanting to do it. And I know at the time that things happened between us where we didn't talk and shit, various reasons. Yeah. It's not really fucking important anymore, man, because now we're here now chilling, bro. But I'm sorry to at all the episodes that we, I did. I'm sorry that
Oh,
I
you
got to
don't
bring
have
you
to
up this one.
apologize.
No,
Oh
I
no,
think I
no,
do. I
no.
think I do because I'm not gonna lie, bro. I gotta fucking throw people under the bus today, bro. I gotta fucking, you know what
Okay.
I'm saying? And
For
maybe I'm
sure.
saying I don't want, you don't know if you fucking want to be in on this or not. Whatever. That's okay. You can choose to be silent, right? But let me tell you something,
Yeah.
pal. This fucking guy that I had to do a show with. Yeah, I hope you're listening, pal. You know what I mean? I hope you're gonna try to do whatever the fuck you can to try to fuck, like, shit on the video, try to get it bland, whatever the fuck you do, because that's what bitches do. They can't
Oh,
tell
I
you they
think
got
I
a
know who you're
problem in your
talking
face.
about.
They got to tell you behind your back. I got a problem with this guy, David fucking Hojak. This guy, David Hojak, who I thought, who I had on the show, bro. I thought it was cool that I've never, what I mean, had a problem while we were fucking working together ever. I have to find out, like, we're doing a show, right? And this guy was like, I want to be a producer. He was all gung ho about it. I can do a better job than Vikia. I can do this. I can do
Oh
that.
wow.
And then, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna break it down. I was like, all right, let's fucking I'm gonna put him to the test because at the time Vicky was like doing her old school shit. And, at the times of the finals, school, you know how that goes,
Of
right?
course. Yeah.
You can't blame the kid for not fucking for taking this, putting this on the back burner. So he was like he wants to do it. So the first time he got all this equipment he's showing me, right? The first time he does it, he fucking couldn't do it. You know what I mean? Couldn't do it. So then, like the next day, he fucking blows me off or some shit. Doesn't even talk to me. And then, like, I don't know what happened. I think we had to wait the week after. And then he fucking we did the show, whatever, right? The audio is one of the shittiest audios. And believe me, bro, the early days of the pilot of me and Vicky, you want to talk about a fucking real shitty audio. That audio that we did with him was the shittiest audio. I'll give
Oh,
him
was
that. He
it?
did the
Yeah.
thumbnail, but like, oh, he's gonna
Yeah,
be
the
saying that, oh,
thumbnail was
I'm a
nice.
dumbass, but no matter what though. But I mean, I can always fucking find somebody to do that. So so the problem is that like, we're cool and shit, and then fucking everything is all good, and then apparently I guess what he didn't like is that when we would talk about the show, we would call each other on the messenger. We'll fucking we'll talk about the fucking show, how we can make it better, right? He has his ideas, I had my ideas, right? But I thought that like in a working relationship, that if you truly have these ideas, you have to meet each other in the middle, right? I mean, every time that I had a discussion with him about the show, I felt that we did that. I felt that there was no animosity. I felt that, sure he wanted he has a bunch of fucking friends, and I think all his friends are fucking assholes. They're all dipshits. This is literally one of the reasons like why I avoided him and his fucking shit. They're all like they have nothing to say. They're all fucking like dumb. And watch, this is the part when he pauses. Dude, I'm gonna rip him. What did? And you know what? Any friend who's offended by this, what I'm saying right now, are idiots because I'm not naming names. I'm just saying his friends. You know what I mean? Those guys that
Yeah.
he hangs out with are fucking morons. And he hangs out with like these people like in the party with like fucking 12, 15 people. And he was telling me one day like that should be the show. That should be the show. Having
That
like
would be a
15 fucking
mess.
different fucking
Hell
mics.
no.
Yeah. Stupid shit like that. Dude, and I shit you not. I don't care if the guys listen. He tells me one time that how we should have his wife on the show. Like, oh, you need a woman's perspective and all
Yeah.
that. And I shut that down right quick.
That
And I
could be
felt that
dicey.
I felt that's how it started. So the next thing I know, he so basically he blew me off again. We were supposed to do a show. He completely blew me off, ignoring me, this and that, right? And then I got fucking pissed. I'm like, that's what the fuck is going on, pal? Like you were like really selling me a good game, and like now you're like MIA, like you can't even answer a text type shit, right? Sure, I got a little fucking pissed off, right? Because I'm a believer in consistency. You know what I mean? Just consistency, and
Yeah.
shit, right? Following up, I'm I'm in business, man. You got to follow up. You got to be consistent, and you have to be responsible for your shit, right? So for your own shit, I mean, like if you're supposed to show up, then if you don't show up, where's my fucking doctor's note, right? But he goes, oh well, you're not my boss,
Right.
whatever, right? I get that, right? But here's the thing, it's a 50-50 thing. I never said it, you know what I mean? Whatever. But the problem is this, man. The fucking guy, he goes, look, man, I was sick. I'm in the hospital bed.
Oh
Kojak,
yeah.
by the way, AKA, we call him Denthead. I'm going back to call him Denthead. So for now on, I'm going to just say Denthead, right? Old Denthead. So he's like, oh, I got a fucking another dent in my fucking head. You know what I mean? I'm in the fucking hospital, this and that.
Damn.
This is why I couldn't do your shit, this and that. And he's like, oh, so somebody's had a miscarriage. Like, here's the thing. I'm so used to, like, in business, bro. In business, I'm so used to, I hear 100 excuses a day. Just like it's that, oh, why did you fucking,
Yeah, I bet.
100 excuses a day. So to me, excuses like, they don't mean nothing to me in a way. Like, I've heard grandmother's death. I heard my fucking sister got shot. I heard them all, right? So I'm like, yo, you know what? I apologized to the guy, right? And I left him this long note like, yo, dude, I'm sorry to hear, man. You know, I didn't really know that, dude. Take your time, this and that, right? So,
Yeah.
and then I remember like it was like Memorial Day weekend or some shit, and then he was telling me that he was in the hospital. He was like going to the hospital for another dent head surgery. So then I'm like, here I am, fucking like literally wrote this nice shit like, yo, it's Memorial Day. I hope you recover. I hope you get back. This and that. Really nice shit, you know. And then I was like, okay, you know, and it was all good. The next thing I know, right, I get a fucking text from my friend, John Stank, friend of the show, by the way. He goes, yo, I thought Hojack was a friend of yours. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, I thought Denthead was a friend of yours. So I'm like, what are you talking about? So next thing I know, I see fucking Denthead fucking like literally like just talking shit like, yo, this guy doesn't, you know, blah, blah, blah. He's an
Through text
idiot.
messages?
This and that. Yeah, and I was like, so I'm like, yo, he was telling him that, right? So first of all, I was like, damn, man, that Denthead didn't seem like a guy. This is what really disappointed me. He seemed like a guy. This is what I thought, which I'm completely wrong now. He seemed like a guy where if he had a problem with somebody, he would tell them. That's what I thought. You know, I thought that's what men do. You know what I mean? Like, you know,
Yeah,
the
but
female,
maybe.
they do the.
But you
Dude.
have a big personality. You can be intimidating sometimes when it
Oh,
comes to that
so
kind of stuff.
Hojack is like fucking. Isn't he 6 foot something? 200 something pound. The guy's a big fucking guy. He used to fight.
Yeah.
He used to be a cage fighter. Wasn't successful at it. This guy, hence the dent head. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying though, like, you know, what's he got intimidated from me about? Come on. So to me, it's just like that's bitch shit.
Know.
That's bitch shit. When you fucking like talking shit like literally. So then I confront the guy, right? So what I do is like I screenshot that. So I'm like, hey, you mind telling me what's this about? And Hojack literally sends me like, oh yeah, you're immature, you this and that. He was like pointing out all my faults, right? And then he was like, your boy's an
once
idiot
he got
too.
exposed,
Yeah.
then he
So
told
then
you what he really
and it's so funny,
like.
right?
Yeah.
So and then after he sent that, I'm like trying to write a reply, and he automatically blocks me. Like he couldn't even let me write a reply. And my reply wasn't gonna be you faggot, go fuck yourself. It was more, yeah, it was more of like, you know, it was more of like, really, dude, like, I just wanted to let you know that I never said shit about you. This is all you right now. I kind of wanted to do that.
Yeah.
But now I'm using my platform, the Lobo Show. I'm using that to call him a fucking faggot now. See, I have time to think about it. I have time to think about it.
Yeah.
I'm calling them out, and guess what? I got the band back together, pal. You know what I mean? Yes, you're going to see more of the
original
Griswolds,
members.
more of the Ben coming up, and guess what, pal? I'm trying to tell you, we're gonna have a fucking shitload of fucking fun. You know what this guy told me? He was like, dude, he was like, bro, yeah, my MMA show. First of all, this guy said he was writing a fucking book that never went anywhere. You know what I mean? And then he says he's got some MMA show going, and he's got David Hojack LLC. I mean, God, here's another thing about business. I just know when these internet people who's got like 2 computer screens and they know so much about computers, yet they're fucking broke. You know what I mean? They're fucking broke, and they're always working on a scheme, on a quick scheme and shit, if you will. Yeah, get rich quick scheme. I know we have a little fucking technical difficulties over there.
Just for a moment, yeah.
for a moment, yeah.
But yeah,
like
I
little
completely
fucking
agree
scheme.
with you.
Yeah, to get fucking rich, to get money and
like
shit.
that.
Get the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
dude. Tell me anything. I mean, you know what I'm saying, dude? You gonna tell me? Get the fuck. This fucking guy. I'm just saying though, like, and what I don't believe is this. I'm not gonna go truly, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to do what I'm doing right now, man. I didn't want to do what I'm doing right now. But the guy fucking played himself, bro. It's one thing I'm telling you right now. Even if we were going back and forth, he was like, you know what, Lobos, you are a fucking bitch. And I brought him back. Oh, yeah? You're a bitch too. Oh, no, you're a bitch. And hey, listen, if we did that, I swear to God, I wouldn't be ranting and raving today. I wouldn't be ranting and raving right now. But
you don't like that stuff going behind your back. I get it.
Dude, he fucking literally blocked me from Facebook. Literally, I couldn't even get. You didn't even let me get a fucking say in and shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just like, yo, what the fuck, man? So I don't know. And the guy's a fucking idiot. Then he starts testing Stank more. He starts messaging John Stank like, yo, look, this and that. This guy's a dick. Yeah, and the whole time I'm not gonna find John Stank. Thank you. If you're listening, pal, absolutely.
Yeah, John Stank is your guy.
Yeah, that's what I don't Michigan get. Guy. Yeah, Michigan guy. Yeah, but this guy is
Hojack
my dude
moved to
because
Michigan,
this guy's a lawyer.
So
he like,
yeah.
Out of all the people that you was gonna send that message to, there's 2 that you could not send the message to. One is Sanka, man, and the other is John.
Definitely.
These are 2 guys.
I mean, those are your, of course.
Yeah, my boys. I'm not saying
those
everybody,
are your guys.
My friends. But these are my,
But those are like
these are the guys that I knew. For I knew for
Right.
I would say about 10 years and shit. Like, you know what I mean? For like,
Of course.
you know, a long time. So like, you don't do that. So the guy done
I
fucked
don't
up, and I'm
understand
pretty
why did
sure
he
that
even
he's
go
like
to
buried him.
John? Like why did he even go that way? Like why? You know what I mean? Like
Because
that's what I don't
no,
get.
I
Like of
think that
all
he was having a
people.
conversation. I think this is how it happened, if I'm correct. My boy John Stank put a post out about he was trying to figure something out on Facebook about how to fix something on the computer or something like that. Like, yeah, does anybody know? Like one of those things. So I guess him and Hojak, I think Hojak was trying like, hey, I know. I think that's what it was because I think they were talking about
Um,
computers and Hojak was, I can teach you anything about computers. He said like, not, I just wanted to let you know, but like not for nothing, like your boy Lobo, that guy's blah blah blah. So he was like, huh? And then like
I know. Why did he even have to mention
and
you?
then
It's just,
and then when he said that, when I showed him the picture, and he was like, ripping. I'm like, Stank. He's like, oh, I see Stank this and that. And then he was like ripping him. And then Stank showed me the other after he blocked me. He showed me the text that he was sending him, and he was like, oh, Lobos is only using you because I'm not here. I'm not around anymore. That's why he's only chilling with you. And I was like, first of all, Stank, it's so funny. I'm like, first of all, Stank, when was the last time I invited you to a party? Fuck is this guy talking about? You know what I mean? What is he talking about? But like me and Stank is cool, but we ain't fucking been over buddies. You know what I mean?
yeah,
We ain't see each other every day like some fags and shit. I don't live next door to the nigga. So
yeah,
anyway, I'm saying
yeah.
like to
That's
me, so
crazy.
that was some fucking gay ass, faggot ass shit. So here's another guy, STL. If you're listening, once you go be friends with Hojak, you guys can come up with your own fucking show and be the Lobo show. I'm telling you, you guys hate us, we get it. I don't give a fuck. But I'm not gonna keep on going on that route, on that prick. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to say
Of
that,
course.
get that shit off more of my chest. I wanted to just talk about better
I
things,
feel
man. I
you.
want to talk about what happened to you, man. Where the fuck you been, Griswold?
I've been just, like I said, just waiting for the contract to expire and then, making my
That's
way
it, right?
back. Really, I mean, I
There you
don't
go,
know,
man.
yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because I
so
knew, this is
right,
special. Like, the stuff before, like, I'm not gonna lie, I tried another show, with a guy that I won't mention,
right.
and I realized that when you're dealing with people in today's age of 2017, there's a lot
Right.
of dumb people out there, and there's not a lot of people like you, there's not a lot of people that get it. And like I liked working with you. That's one of the reasons I was like, man, you know what? I gotta go back. I gotta go talk to
I like working
Stanks or
with you.
whoever.
I like, yeah,
You know what I
definitely.
mean?
Nah,
Yeah.
but no, I appreciate that, man. Like you reached out, man, because prior to this, if people don't know, me, Griswold, we fucking haven't talked in months, man. And it was
Yeah.
because it was a
It
lot
was
of things
some
to do with it.
stupid stuff. Yeah.
It was over stupid shit, but it was also, yeah, it was just really stupid, man. It was just more of like, a misunderstanding, if you will, and
Yeah, I
and
mean,
time
a
heals, I
lot of it had
guess. You
to
know what I mean?
do, yeah, like a lot of it was really kind of, I mean, I don't want to bring fucking Hojack into it, but it was like, it was
Denthead,
kind of the
denthead.
yeah, yeah, whatever.
What do you mean
But it
denthead?
was
Yeah.
like, I just didn't know, like, the schedule, like I don't know, the schedule was getting weird, and then the shows were getting longer, and I was getting confused. I was like, okay, well, I didn't know when I was gonna do it, and
Right.
luckily for me, like I never went behind your back and was like, ah, blah 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 blah. But I
Yeah.
can understand why, why who did what he did, went to Sanks and did the things he
Mhm.
did, because, like if you're not dedicated to the Lobo Show, I don't think you should be doing it. That's what I
Absolutely.
realized. You know what I
That's
mean? When I got
100%, man.
cut, I was like, if
Right.
I'm not willing to go all out, I should not be here right now. And yeah, and like now it makes more sense. I was like, you know what? You got to take this serious if you're gonna do it. So I was like, I
Right. I
think
mean,
that's what
you
it
know
had
what's
it out
funny?
to do.
The,
Yeah.
yeah, the discussion that we had, I think like yesterday, the other day, and I appreciated that, man. You was like, you was like you dabbled in it, you try to do certain things, but you said that the way that I was right. You was like the way you had it structured was the right way to
Yeah.
go about it, and that's something I appreciated, man. Because believe me, that's something I don't hear, because and sometimes we may not be the best sounding show, due to the quality, the audio quality, or whatever the fuck. But I promise you, man, a lot of these fucking podcasts that they're doing out there, whatever, right? And I know it's like this podcast community and
The
shit.
hosts
They're like,
suck, man. Like you're
yeah,
a
yeah,
good
yeah. It's
host. You
like,
play a good party host. Yeah.
thank you, man. But it's like a lot of these things is like, oh, we have to be topical. We only talk about one thing and all this kind. I think that's stupid and lame. I think, you know what I mean, that everything that it's unexpected here in the Lobo Show. We don't have a topical thing.
And that's what I
Anything, we
like
can talk
about
about
it.
anything.
Unpredictability.
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We can talk about fucking politics. We can talk about beef with these other assholes all day. We can talk about girls. We can talk about sports. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, you know, it's like one of those things. We'll hit on any other topic, every other topic at any time. Anything can happen here. That's the beauty of the Lobo Show. It ain't, bro, the MMA hour, bro. Yeah, like
Exactly.
I'm gonna listen to some. If I'm gonna listen to some MMA hour and some shit, I want to hear professionals talk or somebody that's in the business in some way. I don't want to hear about some fucking some whack jobs, fucking opinion, and fucking in the middle of the desert. Fuck out of here. Bro. You're going to tell me something that somebody else don't know?
You're brutal.
No, he's going to tell me something that somebody else don't know. You know what? At least I'm trying to be original here. Like, yeah, like I said, anything can happen here. This is the fucking show. Bro, MMA, bro. Oh, yeah, it's fucking real original. Since everybody else is doing that, you might as well too, right? Dummy. Fucking dummy. But, I mean, like I said, pal, you know, I'm just happy that, you know, I think this, you know, we had a little hiatus. You know what I mean? And this season is gonna be a good season.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a
I mean,
good summer.
sometimes space
it's gonna be the
good,
best stuff.
You know, time,
Absolutely.
whatever. Yeah.
Absolutely. This is gonna be the best of the fucking the Lobo Show has to offer. Which that means probably 5 more subs, but that's okay. That's okay. well, you know, we'll find a way. Because here's the thing. I look at the analytics, right? You know, I look at the analytics of the show on the YouTube channel, and I promise you that we have more viewers that are non-subs than that people that are sub. So meaning that people that don't want to sub because you know, it's like that hating shit. Yeah, I'll listen to it to hear what he's got to say, but I'm not going to support the
I'm guilty of it too, man.
Sub.
Like I watch a lot of guys on YouTube that I will not subscribe to, but I watch them every day. Every day I watch them, but I don't subscribe.
Right.
Yeah.
That's true. It's funny, like you would, because here's the thing. I felt this way. I was like, why sub to these guys? Like these guys have like 450,000 subs.
Exactly.
What the fuck do they need my sub for? You know what I mean? Like, sure, if I can watch and comment on their shit and like and dislike without a sub, you know what? I'm cool with that. But that's okay. Like I said though, because somehow it's so funny that I get this a lot, you know, from other YouTube people that I've talked to. They go, you know, sometimes like people fudge up their numbers. There's like, how can you have 100 subs and have 10,000 views on your videos? You know what I mean? Which I totally get that. You know what I mean? But like I'll have like 53 subs and shit, but my videos will hit like 100 hits. So I mean, it's like one of those though. Like I'm telling you, like to me, it's still it's not bullshit. It's not fudged up numbers. It's people going back to it, or people like, you know, saying listening to it but not subbing. Checking it out, maybe going to it. It's funny on even the analytics, they'll show you how people search for it. Like what's the most viewed video in the last 3 weeks, 28 days or whatever. And like it's funny, they'll show you like people on the search bar, like somehow like if some person watched one of my videos when they typed in lesbian, and I don't know how they said it on the analytics, but they said somehow Lobo Show came up and they watched it. So like I don't know how that works.
Touching some crazy subjects, like I don't know, like a few months ago, it was interesting.
It was interesting, man, but it's better we're off when you can go back and forth with somebody, man. And I've always felt that I can go back and forth with Jody and Ben and but Hojak, man, I'm saying fuck that guy. I mean, I can tell you right now, the guy was limited.
Even the episode you guys did, you guys weren't really clicking. Like, he was praising Dave Grohl. You didn't like Dave Grohl. He likes Pearl Jam. You don't like Pearl Jam. It's like you guys did okay, but I noticed the chemistry wasn't very strong.
It was like more of like and I'm not. And sometimes you can have opposite opinions and still have great chemistry. But there was, I think, to me, with great chemistry, and I had to force myself to like. I don't know,
you gotta
like
force
try
yourself not to get mean, right?
Right.
Fuck you.
Not necessarily me. Yeah. Also, I kind of want to do that, but it's more of like, it's hard when you have to struggle sometimes to try to gain a conversation with a person doesn't, who has limited things to say.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's like, come on.
And just doesn't see your point at all,
Right.
Kind of just stuck in their way. Yeah.
So it's like one of those things, man. But it's like, fuck it, bro. It's too fucking day and age. We had the NBA fucking finals yesterday. LeBron James.
Yeah, I know. Crazy. Yeah.
Yep.
Golden State.
He's Golden State Warriors and shit. Second time in 3 years. You know what I mean? Kevin Durant wins the MVP. Fucking LeBron James. They got a lot of fucking moves to make over there, man. How about that? what sports are you into, man? You like hockey, baseball, basketball, football? What's kind of your thing?
I
The
just
MMA, huh?
basically, I mean, yeah, just fighting,
Bro,
boxing,
bro,
MMA.
hey,
Yeah, I'm kind of like
bro.
a Hojack, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta tune into that fucking show here. Fucking horse shit. It's fucking horse shit and flies. Fuck you, listen to that shit.
Like, like I'm not like Hojack when it comes into like my beliefs or anything. Like I'm not like gun ho, cause you know how he'll get really low and
Yeah.
he'll be like,
Yes.
bro, this
Yeah.
is what's gonna happen. But no,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I'll give an opinion, but I don't really know. Like, I'm not an
Yeah.
expert. I haven't been in 10 fights in my life, so I don't know shit about fighting. I don't know.
And well, there's a lot. This guy's who's been in 10 fights and still don't know shit about fighting. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything, man. Anybody can get hit. But you know what I think that is good for people, believe it or not, because I watch a lot of these fucking street fights on the YouTube, right? And it's like sometimes it's brutal to watch. But one thing I've
Yeah, it
noticed
is.
is that sometimes people will get knocked the fuck out with one punch, like a
I
lot, right?
know, the
But
one
you know
hitter
what I blame
quitter.
that to? You know what I blame that to? This is what I attribute that to. By the way, I did no science behind this, but this is just a Lobo opinion here, right? I think
Right.
when you're young, that you should be hit in the face a lot. So you can take that. And I'm not saying pounding, pounding, and pounding. I mean
Yeah,
sparring.
yeah.
I think sparring is
I
very,
agree.
very
Yeah.
crucial for a young person. I think a person who gets laid out like that, right? Laid out. Now here's the thing: anybody can get laid the fuck out. But literally, I mean, it's a street fight. It's two amateurs, like two high school kids. You know what I mean? There's no reason somebody should get knocked the fuck out with one punch like that. I'm telling you, bro. I think that sparring is very, very essential. I think a person that gets knocked out like that, to me, be honest, is because they never got hit before in their life. Never. I'm telling you, when
I
I was
think,
younger, bro,
yeah.
I've been into a couple of scraps and scuffles, and I remember the first time I ever got punched in the face, right? The first time, I can always remember that. I was like, wow, that didn't hurt.
Yeah.
That didn't hurt. I was like,
Uh,
cause I was, you always feared that like, getting punched in the face. You watched it in the movies, you watch everything, but being punched in the face the
yeah.
first time, I was like, that's it.
I
Obviously,
mean,
if
were
it was,
you like wound up? Were you had a big rush going, I
no,
imagine,
no,
right?
no,
No, you weren't?
no.
No.
I was when I was younger, man, I was fucking, I was. Listen, I was fucking like a very limited Spanish kid in a school of black kids, right? A bunch of black kids. And I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck. This ain't racist, but the truth of the matter is the black kids were fucking racist. They were racist because they would
Yeah,
pick on
I feel you.
if you weren't one of them, they would pick on you. They would try to
I
fuck with
know.
you or
Yeah.
whatever. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like me being raw, like, come on, let's go, man. It's more of just me defending myself and trying to survive.
Yeah, I really
It's a lot of
respect
that
that
shit.
because I mean, you live in that environment, like, fucking New York, that competitive energy or dog eat dog world
Right.
where it's like you have to be the way you are. Like me, my personality, I wouldn't last 2 days in New York. People would walk all over me just because I don't really get the whole social aspect and you got to be street smart out there. And if you're not street smart, you know what I mean, you just get
Right.
swallowed by that urban lifestyle. Yeah. Like I really don't like that shit, you know what I mean? Just because it's like how you said, man. Like if you're not one of them, you know what I mean? It's like it's
Yeah.
always war, always war.
Yeah, but dude, you're fucking from Michigan though, so I'm not trying to listen. Yes, there's
Yeah, I mean, I've
differences
had my
between New York
troubles,
City,
don't get me
but
wrong.
come
Yeah,
on, man, that's a
but
bad fucking. I mean, that could have been easy either. Growing up
yeah,
in
yeah.
Michigan, I
I
mean,
mean,
what
but the
part of
thing
Michigan did
about
you grow
me
up?
is I'm like a half hour outside of Detroit, not too,
Okay.
like not too far. But the problem with me is like, I came in Michigan, I would say, I don't know, mid 90s. So
Yeah.
it's like I had to like learn, like the language and racism and like I had to learn so much. And then I was like, okay, now I kind of get it by like when I was like 9 years old, I got it. But at that point, it was like, you know how it is. It's like fucking everybody wants a piece of you. I don't know why the world is like that, but like that's just
Well,
how it is everywhere.
yeah,
Yeah, but I
it's
could
just
imagine in New
right.
York it's worse. I could just picture like I would lose my fucking mind if I had to deal with that. New York.
It's. I mean, but here's the thing, though. I'll tell you this, though. To be completely honest, it's completely different than in my day of growing up than it is now. I
Oh,
just
is
feel
it?
that
Yeah.
everything is a lot. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I
So
don't.
people aren't
Things are
as
more
like assholes, you
tolerable.
think? Yeah.
I mean, from what I see, I mean, here's the thing. I'm not living in it, but from what I see, I think to me, definitely for sure, man. Because you have to understand, this is pre-cell
Yeah.
phones and internet and all this kind of shit. Where
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot more toys where the kids can be more mellow out. there was no mellow out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
There
I
was no
feel like
mellow out for
people
us. So
push stupid shit nowadays, like
yeah,
don't bully people, don't do
yeah.
this, don't do
hmm
that, so yeah, it's like more
Back in our
that whole
day, in
thing.
Griswold, you know what I'm talking about. You're about my age.
Oh,
Back
I
in our
know.
day,
I
I
know.
mean, listen, before the internet and the phones and all that, you know what it was about? It's about being a tough guy. It's about who knows how to fight,
Yes.
who knows how to
Yes.
slap box, who's the
Yes,
toughest
who can
guy,
beat who in a fight?
who
Yes,
could
that
beat
was
who.
it.
That that
Really.
was it. That was fucking our
Nothing
fucking
more. There's
literally nothing
nothing
more.
more. Yeah.
That was our shit in a nutshell. The guy who's the toughest kid in school. Remember that? He got the most girls.
Oh, I
He had the
know. Yeah,
prettiest
he got
girl.
all the
You know what I mean?
pussy. He got
Yeah, he got
all
all
the
the pussy
popularity.
and the
Yeah, he got
popularity. He was
everything.
the
Yeah,
man.
that's
Nobody wanted to mess with
yeah.
him, and he was so popular. And he was the man. He was like the Fonz. He didn't have to fight. He was like the
It's
Fonz.
very
He like
old
Fonzie.
school though,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like it's
Yeah, I
very
mean,
yeah, like
it was
medieval
about that.
shit.
So
Yeah.
like, I mean, so it was about the toughest kid. But one thing that I always remember, though, always remember in my history of elementary, of middle school, high school, the toughest kid in school was never a dick. The guy was always mad cool. I was
Yeah,
always cool
that's
with the
true.
toughest kid in
Yeah.
school. He was never a bully. Hence, that's why he was the toughest kid in school. But it was always the bullies that were pussies. But you didn't know that as a kid. So we didn't have these bullying campaigns. Like now, I'm saying, if I was, I mean, and it's also like, it's like I don't know, like if you knew now, like one of those things, like yeah, you punch this kid, he's got a glass jaw and shit, you know that, right? It's like you didn't have that and shit. So he was like, whatever, you went
Yeah.
with the rope. But the problem was back then, it wasn't like I was afraid of a bully, but it's like, like I said, if you weren't one of them, you weren't one of them. So if you get with one of them, you get with all of them. So it was one of
Yeah,
those.
I mean, the time when like I was growing up, like 2002, 2003, rap music was so popular. I mean, this was like Eminem and Lil
Mm.
Jon. Like it was everywhere. There was nothing else but rap. So yeah, like that, like everybody that was black was like, you know what I mean? Like it was fucking alpha male all the
It,
way,
it, it
man.
was
Like don't
absolutely
look
alpha
at
male,
me, don't do
but it was
this.
it was
Yeah.
the hood. It was definitely hood shit. Like, cause definitely, I
It
remember. I think
was,
that's when
yeah.
I totally came to my own in high school. Like, I was definitely like I felt like I was the man. I was, that's when I was, literally like I was a young awkward kid, and then literally became a cool kid. You know what I mean? Just by it, but
Yeah.
like the music, absolutely, man. And it was the era. Everything was just, just being young and then getting older
Yeah.
and shit. But you're right. But it was
I mean, yeah,
absolutely
you
alpha
know,
male
dude, you
shit.
were there. Yeah, 'cause
Yeah,
you were young when G Unit was popping and
yeah,
all that
definitely.
shit,
Yeah,
yeah. So it's like you like you know that environment, man. It was like so
yeah,
I mean, it was better back then because people I felt like they were more competitive maybe or something
yeah.
because like nowadays it's like I don't really know what's out there nowadays, but it's like there was just so much more, I feel like
It
I
was
don't know,
definitely bad, man.
competitiveness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it was just it was definitely competitive. Like you said, I agree on that. Alpha male traits. Everybody had to be an alpha male. Like there's no way you could be
Yes.
soft.
Yeah, you had
Like
to
now
be a
it's like, oh,
wolf.
now it's like, yeah, absolutely, homie. And you back now it's like, oh, I could wear tight pants and glasses and wear a colorful
Right.
book bag
That's what I'm saying. I don't get
and dig.
it.
You could wear a
Yeah.
Pokemon T-shirt, bro. Listen, being a black male, I'm
Exactly.
saying you could be a
Yeah,
black
and
male in
wearing a
Brooklyn
backpack.
with
What's with
a
this
backpack and a
backpack shit?
Pokemon T-shirt,
I
and
don't get
you
it. I
good with
just don't
that.
get it.
Back then, it was like never. You
You
had
get
to be
stomped out for that. They'll
100%.
curb
Yeah,
stomp
you
you if they seen
absolutely
you like that.
you would have to 100% be an alpha male. And if you weren't an alpha male, then it was like that. You were a fucking pussy.
You were a bitch, basically.
You're
Yeah,
a bitch.
pussy,
That's
yeah.
it. You had to be an alpha male. And here's the thing. That's why there was a lot of fakers too. Like there were some guys who weren't alpha males, but they played the part of it because you had to.
Yeah, they had friends. Yeah.
Yeah, you had to.
Of course.
Everybody's seen that, that tough wannabe guy, like, oh my God, who talks like, yo, y'all, here's the most slang.
Exactly. The
He's
smallest guy in
horrible.
the group.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
he's
whatever. He is
barking.
like, yeah. He's fucking just barking like a chihuahua and shit, man. Just a little fucking thing just barking. But back then, I mean, it was that old saying, real recognize real. And that old saying that
Yes.
we
Yeah.
invented, our era invented was, it ain't where you're from, is where you're at type shit. So it was never like it wasn't a racist thing either. It was like you could as long as you were hard. That's what we used to call it. Like
Yeah,
it ain't like
that's
I
what it
don't care
was.
if you white,
Physical.
if
Yeah.
you black, but if you hard, you cool. But if you a bitch, you a pussy, you ain't cool. And that's what it is. And now it's the complete
Yeah.
fucking opposite, dog. No?
I know, and that's it. It's strange for me because like I grew up like I didn't have a big brother, I didn't have anything like
Mhm.
that, but I did, have other siblings, like a cousin or whatever, or just friends. And I remember that was the mentality, and I was like I couldn't cry around these people. I couldn't tell them how I really felt. You like you said, you
Mhm.
always had to put on this thing, and even when you fought them, you couldn't let them know like, oh shit, he got the better of me. You know what I mean? You just got to brush yourself
Yeah.
off and be like, God damn it.
Yeah,
I hated
definitely.
that feeling, dude.
Yeah.
That is the worst feeling in the world when you get like, put in your place and you get physical and then you get put in your place again
Right.
and you can't do anything about it. Oh my God, like, you know what I mean? Like you've been there probably before, I'm sure. You've been through
Well,
situations like,
the only, I mean, here's the
I
thing, bro.
imagine.
I'm not lying because I know I got a lot of people that listen to the show that know me personally. But I'm gonna say this: the only fight I've lost so far, because I had a best friend, and I never fought him. He was my best friend and shit. And there's people listening that know me, but the only fight I ever lost was to my older brother. Every
Really?
time we shot,
Wow.
I've never beat him. I think we fought like fucking 6 times, like legit.
And you
Just
guys
fight,
actually went legit fist. See, I could never do that with
Yeah.
my brother. I just
Well,
couldn't
that's
because I
because
would be afraid of
you're an
hurting
older
him.
brother.
Yeah.
Because exactly,
Yeah.
right? But
Yeah.
here's the thing, though, right? I fought my older brother, but can you imagine having me as your younger brother? You be
Ooh,
throwing fists.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know,
You be
because you're
throwing
crazy.
fists.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're throwing fists, bro. You're throwing fists. So, but I never
I
beat
know,
that
I
prick.
know, yeah.
I never beat that prick. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
I remember when I got this is a little intimate though, right? I got locked up and shit, and he came to visit me, and fucking when he came to visit me, he fucking wanted to fight me. He was like, "Yo, I
Oh,
heard you
wow.
talking." Yeah, he was like, "I heard you talking shit.
What
You
the
saying
fuck?
this and that. Yeah, this and that, this and that." I'm like, "Yo," I was like, "Oh," I'm like, "I'm not gonna front you." Like, "Yeah, I did say it. Like, you understand? I'm in the joint. I'm in the clink. I'm saying
Of
lots of fucking
course.
things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm saying lots of fucking things in here. What do you want from me?" It's like a lot of that. Like, this is the only reason you can't see me.
I know. Like, what the fuck?
But
You're
so
locked up.
the guy's not pushover either though. Don't get it twisted, you know. But I never beat
Oh,
that
I
prick.
bet.
One thing though, it's like it's weird. Like I don't know. I don't. People are different, but like I don't. A lot of people can't beat their older brothers, but I know a lot of people are different. I'm just saying that. But there's something about the older brother. I know people like, "I'll whoop my older brother's ass," and that's sad. If you're a younger
Yeah.
brother and you go whoop your older brother's ass, that's fucking sad. Or for example, I remember. And I'm gonna tell you this another intimate story, right? When I was at like in my teenage age, right? I remember I got into it with my dad, right? And my dad is fucking. I'm telling you, he's hard as nails. Like I remember I gave my dad. I was fucking drunk, right? Just fucking drunk, and it was all my fault. There was something happened, right? But we got into it. He was like just trying to like kick me out of the house, like like a bouncer would, just trying to throw you out.
Oh,
But like
wow.
I'm trying to, like
Yeah.
I'm pushing him back, and I'm getting aggravated because he's trying to do that. And I remember I fucking gave him my hardest fucking punch,
Oh
my
my
hardest
God. You
fucking
punched
punch.
him in the face?
Yeah, dude. And you know what? That nigga, he ate
Oh.
that shit. And then he gave me his fucking punch, and I'm telling you right now, that shit was like a brick. I swear to God, it was like what? I felt like I got hit with a
His
ton
punch
of
was
bricks.
harder? Yeah.
Yo, that shit
Yeah.
was like I don't know. It was like damn, that was like a 300 pound. That
He
was
was
like
like, you hit
a
so
grown
hard,
man punch.
Pops.
Yeah, it was a grown
Yeah.
man punch. I'm some real ass shit. That was a grown man punch. Like oh shit.
Yeah.
I remember,
Man,
but
that's
one
got
thing
a
I gave
different
it to. I
sting
remember,
to it.
I never forget that though. But he ate that shit. He ate that shit. I was like, oh shit, the fuck? I mean, I was drunk and shit. It was stupid, obviously. You know what I mean? I'm a fucking
Yeah.
Catholic. Technically, you go to hell for that shit. Fucking
But
striking
I
your old
feel
man.
like,
You know what I mean?
yeah, but I feel like that happens a lot in the city, like a urban environment. Like, not to bring up another New Yorker, but like Chris Weidman, he's got so many
It's
getting
my
beat up
boy.
by his big brother. Yeah, man,
Right.
he got beat up by his big brother so bad one time that his collarbone, his like the shoulder collarbone, completely got disconnected. Like it was
Really?
like dislocated. Yeah, man. Like he had to go to the hospital. Like
So
he
was
would
it an
get beat up
abusive
by his
situation?
brother.
That's an
Oh
abusive
yeah,
situation
man.
then?
Oh yeah,
Really?
because you got to
So
think
they
like
don't like each other then?
he well no, they love each other. I mean, they're brothers, but you got to think when you're a wrestler and you got a big brother and you're living in New York, you know that
Yeah.
mentality, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know that mentality. Like I'm better than you, I'm alpha and you're beta and I'm
Mm,
gonna beat your ass. And Chris
mm,
being who he is, I mean, this is the guy
mm.
that beat Anderson Silva, of course.
Right.
I'm sure he probably said something. And then his brother, yeah, I mean, he's just said so many times his brother would beat his ass, but now his brother can't, obviously. But it's just crazy to think,
Yeah, no,
like
I know what you
15,
mean.
20 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
He was, yeah. It's just weird, because like
Right.
you think, wow, like he really hurt him that bad. He dislocated
Yeah.
his collarbone, and it's like
Yeah.
like to do that to your own brother. Yeah, it's pretty
Nah,
crazy.
I'm telling you right now, it's like one of those things. I guess you have to be brothers to really get it. I mean, you have a younger
I
brother, but still, though,
guess.
like
Yeah.
I bet your younger brother never hit you, like where you didn't
I
hit him back,
mean,
but he tagged you.
I
I bet
mean,
he
we've
did.
gotten into little stuff, but the
Sure.
thing is,
It's an age.
he is
Yeah.
from like a stepfather, so he's not from my
Oh, that's
biological father.
totally different.
So
Yeah, that's totally different. That's
exactly,
totally different.
exactly.
Right.
So every time we
You
would get
can't definitely
into
not hit
it,
him.
the
Right.
cops would come to my house, bro, and it was so
Mm-hmm.
embarrassing. That's why I just decided never to beef with him, because the cops would always show up, and it was embarrassing.
Who would call the
But
cops?
he would go on the phone with his father, and his dad would call the cops.
Get out of here.
But I
no
never,
shit.
but I never got physical with him. Like, I knew my place. I think, like, putting your hands on somebody is the last resort, you know what I mean? And I'm not gonna put my hands on, like, him, whatever. If he's, like, like, I might have shot him with a Nerf gun or something stupid, you know what I mean?
Right.
Fucking serious.
That's funny. It's fucking funny. It's funny, like, I don't see sisters fight like that. I remember when, I asked this girl, they're like twins. I'm like, you guys ever fight? Ever? Like, get into a fight and shit? And she was like, I threw a pillar at a face one time. Like, you threw a pillar at a pillow?
I know,
pillar.
like,
The fuck's a pillar? The fuck's wrong with me? What am I, fucking from Alabama? Pillar? A pillow. Face or some shit, like, but it's weird.
Yeah, you don't hear about sisters pulling their hair or beating them.
Yeah, like, it's kind of hot, probably, I bet. Two sisters going at it. Hey, let them fight.
Yeah,
shit. Let them fight. Let them fight.
Let them fight it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I always
The
had those
better
friends too.
woman
They never broke it up. Every time me and my
Oh,
brother
I
fought,
know.
it was always in front of a group
Yeah.
of people, and they never broke it up. I'm like, I
Oh,
swear to God, and I told you, I never won
that's
the
gotta
fight.
be
I'm
the
like,
worst.
I'm getting
Oh,
my ass beat over here, and my friends are
I
watching.
know.
My friends too. My friends are watching. And I was like, what the fuck? You supposed to be my boys, and you ain't helping
Yeah.
me. I'm like, you supposed to jump in. I'm like, they're like, dude, that's your brother. What the fuck? You supposed to jump your brother? There's a lot of that shit. I was like, man, tight. I'm not getting fucking my ass kicked.
I
And nobody
hate
jumps
those
in.
situations, man.
Yeah,
Don't
exactly.
you?
Fuck you
Those
guys.
are the
Fuck
worst.
you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
definitely.
there's family and friends in a
Yeah.
situation like that. Yeah.
hmm
Here's a really quick story. I mean, not to like jump off subject, but it was me, my cousin, and this guy. He was the brother of his ex-girlfriend and another friend. Long story short, dude, we went to a strip club, and about an hour in, the guy, like, like my cousin, he used to date his sister. They went outside, dude, and they threw down. And there was no, like, they didn't say, oh, I'm angry, I'm this and that. They just gave each other the nod, and I was with them.
Right.
And I was like, you guys are
No
going
shit.
outside? Like, you guys gonna go smoke a cigarette? Like, what's
Right,
going
right.
on? They're like, no, we're just gonna go outside real quick. Go outside, and they start scrapping. There's people out there, they're like, what the fuck? I gotta hold this guy back. My
Right.
other friends gotta hold my cousin, and it's so embarrassing. It's
Yeah,
like,
if you don't mind,
how does that?
can we, and I'm saying it's an infamous fucking tale about your crazy cousin. Can we talk about it a
Oh,
little
yeah, of
bit?
course.
Can
Oh,
we?
okay,
All
yeah,
right,
sure,
bro.
we can. Oh,
No,
yeah,
let's talk about, because here's the
dude,
thing. Is this the crazy cousin? Well, let's give him a nickname, because we
yes.
don't want to get fucking
We'll
sued by
just call
here.
him Crazy Cousin. Just call him
Crazy cousin,
dude.
yeah, crazy cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah, that motherfucker.
He's so crazy, I don't
He's
talk to him
crazy.
anymore. That's how
Right.
crazy he is, yeah.
That's
So,
a crazy
dude,
motherfucker, right?
dude, this guy's so crazy. He went to this little, like, foreign town, right? Like, it's maybe 20 minutes outside of Detroit. It's where all the foreigners and boaters hang out, And he
Okay.
goes there, and this guy kind of owns this little part of the neighborhood. He's kind of like the town kingpin, if you will. He's like this
Okay.
fucking Bosnian guy. And when he gets drunk, everybody says, whatever you do, don't fuck with him. He's gonna make fun of you, but you don't ever say anything back to him because this guy's crazy. But my
Yeah.
cousin, he's crazy too, and he doesn't take
Right.
anything from anybody. So
Okay.
they went to this park at like 3 o'clock in the morning in this neighborhood. They're drinking whiskey or whatever they're fucking doing, and it's pitch dark. This guy, this kingpin, comes with all of his cousins and
Right.
all
Just
this. My
roasted
cousin
people.
went, yeah, just roasting them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Left and right.
Right.
And he's not
My
a,
kind of guy.
whatever, but he's there. Exactly. You would love him. You and him would get along. Yeah.
Totally.
But he's there with like
I was
all
with
his
him.
people, and yeah, and my cousin goes up to him. He's like, "Hey, man, like stop talking shit to these people." Like he didn't even say anything to my cousin. He just said, stop talking to these people like that. And the guy was like, "Fuck you, wigger! Like look at you. You're dressing like you're black. You drive a Cadillac. Who do you think you are? Like you're just like me. You're no better. All this stuff." My cousin ended up taking a fifth of Jack Daniels and chucked it at his head, busted his shit all open,
What?
busted him so bad that his cousins and all the people he was there with didn't even do anything, dude.
What?
They ended up taking him to the fucking hospital. Yeah, man. My cousin ended up just driving home, drunk as a skunk. I was like, what? Like, nobody jumped you? Nobody did anything? And he was like, bro, you should have seen his face. His face was split open.
You know what's funny?
Like,
Like,
I guess his face was...
I bet, dude. I
No,
remember
no,
the
go
whole,
ahead.
the whole crowd was like, "Thank God, somebody."
Dude,
fucking did it."
everybody... Yes,
It was like a standing
you just
ovation.
called it.
Right.
Yes, man, but nobody
Because for the
did
guy
it, but
that
everybody
for
felt
not
like
for
that
for him
inside.
to do that
Yeah.
and nobody to jump him, like his entourage didn't jump him.
Right,
He's like, yeah, he's like,
right.
yeah, you're an asshole. You're an asshole.
Right,
Nobody's gonna hit this guy for
exactly.
that.
Yeah, exactly. But
Holy
yeah,
shit,
man,
man.
like so many stories like that. Like my cousin has beaten up. Do you know he almost killed a guy in his house, dude? Like pulled a gun out on him and was gonna blast his brains. Dude almost killed another one of his friends with a shotgun in his room. Dude, so many stories. Like, I don't know why he's like that. I've always asked him, like, why are you crazy? He's just like, I don't know. Like, he almost went to
Well, you know, I'll
prison
tell you why.
for
He
fucking,
was born.
you
Where was
know.
he? He wasn't. He's not American,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, he was born in a war
That's
country,
why.
and that's what he says. He was
Well, let
like,
me.
listen, man, I was
That's
born in
what
a
it is.
war,
I
and
mean,
this
I'm
is
not.
why I'm
That, I mean,
like this.
that's true, man. I mean, let's to be specific. What country was it?
That was Bosnia.
Right. I mean, come on, man. Like, I mean, here's the thing, right? Imagine if you put us. I mean, maybe, like I said, as an American, you put us to like, um, I don't know, Mexico or something. I think we're gonna start bending the rules and shit a lot. Like,
You're
no,
right.
this ain't
Yeah,
this
it
ain't my
depends on
fucking
where you
place.
live.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like that. It's
yeah,
one of those. So I guess you gotta put yourself in that perspective. If you go somewhere, it's not
yeah.
your hometown. It's almost like the substitute teacher mentality. Like, I'm gonna fucking goof around, and this is not my,
I
my
guess,
fucking
I
place.
guess, you know. I was just always worried. I was like, man, I hope you don't kill anybody, or I hope you don't end up in prison, or just
Right.
something stupid, you know what I mean? But then luckily that didn't happen. You know, he did change. Like he's older now. He's like 30, so he did get his act
Mm.
together. But there was a bunch of times I was like, what's up with all these guns and fucking beating up people? It's like, dude, just live a normal fucking life, you know? But it's like there's something in them, you know what I mean? It's like,
Was I
he's
mean
like,
was he?
no.
I mean, what, did he deal drugs? What did he do? Guns? Like, was
Oh,
he just a
dude,
gangster?
dude, he fucking everything you name, he did it. Whether it's fucking,
Really?
breaking into cars, stealing the fucking stereos, selling drugs, running guns,
Well, pimping?
running, I don't think he's ever done that. But everything but that, like, dude, here's another story, right? Okay, because my cousin, he was a little bit of a gangster. You know, he had the Cadillac with gold rims and a gold grill. He thought he was living down south.
Okay.
So people were like giving him a lot. Like people were fucking, who the fuck's that guy?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, and especially the Bosnians, because Bosnians don't like when other Bosnians are like dressing black or just not being the way they're supposed to be. So one day somebody chucked something at his car. It's probably like a piece of rock or something. This motherfucker stops the car. He points at the motherfucker, says, I'll be back in 5 minutes. Goes and grabs three black guys, right? And he's circling this neighborhood trying to find this guy, and they can't find him. And he gets word that this guy is at a local club, at like a local little like Bosnian club. So what does my cousin do? He rolls up there with three of his black friends. They go into the fucking club looking for this guy. Well, they find him. And this guy and my cousin fight for 15 minutes straight. Nobody broke it up. Nobody did anything. At the end of it, my cousin ended the back of his head was split open.
No
Somebody hit
shit.
my cousin over the head with like a
Right.
pipe. Yeah,
Right.
and the back of his shit was all like he's got staples and all the like
What's wrong with
scars to
that
prove.
fucking
And I
guy,
was like,
man?
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, you just got a fire in you. Like there's like a something. You just want to fight and you just want to be alpha all the time. And like, yeah, I don't really talk to him anymore because he's still like that. Like his problem is if he drinks, he turns into that. But when he's
Yeah,
not
I
drinking, he's
see that.
normal. He
Yeah,
can
I
be a
see that,
normal
man.
guy.
There's people
Yeah.
like that, man. I'm telling you, and guys like that, it doesn't take too much to get them on the
Nope.
table too.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just a
Oh yeah.
little bit. It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and shit, man.
Big time.
Absolutely. I've seen people like that. I experienced that. There was this one kid that who loved drinking that I used to hang out with, and actually, I don't know if I told you the story. This is the last time I got into a fight when I broke my shattered my fucking hand here and shit by pummeling this fucking guy. But
Damn.
he loved drinking, but the problem was it didn't take too much for him to he'll drink two fucking beers and be fucked. It was like a
Yeah.
disease in a way. Just a little alcohol, a little taste, and the guy's a completely different person. You know what I mean?
I
Doesn't
know, it's
remember shit the
crazy,
next
isn't
day.
it?
Just
That's
completely. I mean,
another thing.
yeah.
Oh, the wiping of
It's
the
co-
memory. That was a
Man,
big
I
thing.
couldn't
Like,
tell you
I
how many
don't remember
times. Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah.
don't, I'll tell you how many times I had to drop this fucking guy like off, like literally, like
No
damn near
way.
fucking carry the prick home because he could walk up the stairs or some shit like that. It was like
Yeah, see,
every
that's
fucking
like a
time we went
burden.
out.
Isn't that a
Yeah,
burden?
yeah, oh,
Like to me,
absolutely, of
yeah,
course it
it's
is.
just fuck that.
I
Yeah,
remember I
that's
was
what
so
it.
fucking afraid one time because he couldn't. I think he dropped his keys and he was like upstairs, like it's like one of those upstairs where he lives by the door. So he was so fucked up. He was like, I'll stay here, don't worry. And I was so afraid that he was gonna fall down the stairs, bro. So I was like, fuck it. So I had to take him back to the car. And I remember, seeing with the car until the people like he lived with like their roommates, whatever. So they came back. But it was like, man, and it's like one of those. You do good with these people, but these people are just fucking assholes. Like they're just insane, man. There's something wrong with them. It's like a
Yeah.
disease. I'm telling you. They can't. they
I
can't
mean, I
handle
don't
it. You know what I
drink,
mean?
so I don't know why, like, what they feel. But I mean, I've been drunk before where I've lost my mind, and I'm like, holy shit, like, you know what? Drinking's not for me. Drinking is
Right.
not for me because I am not
Right.
normal when I drink. And I would think other people would realize that, be like, wait a minute, I'm way too crazy when I drink. I'm not gonna drink anymore. But some people are like, fuck it, dude, I don't care. You know, I'm gonna be dead one day. I like drinking. This is my gig. If you don't like it, fuck you.
No, but
You know, I mean,
there's people that can handle it. There's people that can't. There's
there
definitely
is,
tolerance, just like
yeah.
anything else, like marijuana or just cocaine or fucking alcohol is the same thing.
I just
Here's the
feel
thing.
like
It's like this.
alcohol is the strongest. I don't know why.
I mean, alcohol is it's one thing. It's a hard demon to tame. I mean, I'll tell you that. It's like it's the most wildest horse. But then again, I've never did
Yes.
heroin.
But I feel like with
That's a rabbit. I
heroin,
heard.
but I feel like if you do heroin, you're just probably going to be knocked the fuck out. You're probably just going to be sitting down. You're
Right.
probably not going to be too crazy. Yeah. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never done it.
It definitely takes you years of alcohol to maintain it because one thing about alcohol is this though. After a while, you start drinking and you're an adult. You don't drink to get drunk. You drink until till you get nice.
Yeah.
Now
And then
sometimes
you get a
you get a
buzz.
little buzz. Yeah, and some people are like whatever, but you know how to handle it and shit. Problem with the younger people is like they don't know what they're doing. They keep chugging like damn near giving themselves
Oh
alcohol
yeah.
poisoning. Like they're drinking wrong.
Yeah.
Like this like a lot of these like I said it's like anything
That's what
else. They're just
happened to
not
me one
using it
year,
wrong.
dude.
They're not
Like I
using it right.
drank so
I mean, it
much I
happened to
couldn't walk
everybody.
the next day.
It
Yeah.
happened to everybody. I mean, everybody damn near thought they were gonna die one time. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Off of drinking alcohol. I remember one time I drank Belvedere. This is I had to be like 18 years old, 17, something like that. You know, young. Had a bottle of Belvedere and shit. And I mean, at the time it tasted like fucking water. I'm like, I could not believe how smooth this alcohol was. And we were drinking it straight. We were drinking it straight, man. And I remember I I thought I was gonna die, right? And then I remember I swear to God I promised myself. I mean, at the time, I mean, I was good for like years. I was like, I'll never get that drunk again. I never did. I never got that drunk. Like obviously, then you get older. Like now, I was like, hey, listen, if I want to let myself loose, I can at all times and still be good. Like I'm that responsible now. You know what I mean? But it's like, man, I remember I was
Yeah.
like, yeah. I mean, I got hammered, but never that hammered. I was like, you got to put yourself on pause. You have to. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
here's the
Big
thing.
time.
When you start, when you're
Yeah.
like, you ever been with hammered? You ever been one of those like pathetic drunks where they drink too much and start taking drinks from other people? You know what I mean?
Dude.
Start drinking their shit. Like, oh,
Dude, I remember one night, like me and my cousin, we killed an entire bottle of J&B in one sitting. Me and him, maybe like in 2, 3 hours. And I'm not a big
right,
guy. He's a big guy.
right,
Dude,
right,
I got so drunk. I even told him, I'm like, bro, you're gonna have to go get a bowl because in about a
right,
minute, I'm gonna be puking. And this
right.
ain't puking where I can get up and go to the bathroom. Like if I get up, it's coming out. Dude, and that shit came out hard, man. I mean,
Right.
but you know what? But I drank again. It wasn't until like New Year's of 2009 where like the day after I couldn't walk. Like my cousin's dad came downstairs and he was talking to me and I felt embarrassed because I get up. Like I literally could not move my fucking body. And I was like, you know what, man? This alcohol stuff's cool. But if this is what's gonna happen, now I'm done. Yeah, and after that I
Yeah.
was like, you know,
Were,
maybe a
were you
drink
from like
here or two.
were you from like that respectful family or like oh God forbid my uncle sees me drunk one of those
No,
things?
no, no, no. But I just feel like if I'm in somebody's house and if they're talking to like I don't know, I just don't like to be like a fuck
Yeah,
up
yeah.
in front of somebody in their house. That just seems
Right,
so
right.
like
Right.
wrong. Yeah, so
I
I
guess
was like,
that's the older brother thing in you. See, I was an older brother to a younger sister. That's completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I don't know. It seems like you kind of remind me of my brother in a way, where it was like that
oh
shit.
really?
Like
Wow.
like it's like
Yeah,
where
that's
he was like
crazy.
oh like you cared about the elders thought in a way. Like well I wouldn't want
Yeah,
me I
like
wouldn't
I
give two
do.
fucking
Yeah.
shits. Like I'm like I don't know what.
Right.
Like I'm sleeping
Yeah.
over, nigga. You know what I mean? Hey, you
Yeah.
got any? You know, you got a
Yeah.
sandwich? I'm that guy. Where they go,
Yeah.
oh Lobo, just shaking his head like, oh he's back to, he's known for that. When
Yeah.
when you gotta settle down, you gotta
Oh
settle
yeah, you
down, that
gotta
kind
love
of
those
shit.
questions.
Uh,
Yeah, those are the best.
yeah,
But yeah,
shit happens though.
oh yeah,
But
of course.
fucking, you know what fucking pisses me off though, bro? Like
What?
lately, it's like with the fucking how people are just like so afraid and shit now, man.
Oh, I
Like
know. Yeah, tell me about
I
it.
mean, it's like this, the safe space, the safe zones, all this shit where it's like, man, like fucking get over it. Like you understand, like I think that if you didn't live in, like you said, near Detroit, Flint, Michigan, New York City, Chicago, and all of that shit, I think like I mean? I think those are the people that are afraid. You know what I mean? Like those are the
Yeah.
people like those. I mean, these are the people who've never seen that life where we're not afraid. Listen, dude. Everybody doesn't want to die, and I'm not trying to speak for everybody, but I'm trying to say, yeah, we ain't afraid to die because if we were afraid to die, we wouldn't come outside, dude. Like you said, we live near these murder fucking capital cities. Anything fucking
Yeah.
happened. Out of the way we grew up. I'm just saying though, like like to be afraid of shit. Like I don't know. There's a lot of fear out there, man.
I mean, you
There's
know
a lot of
what I
fucking
think it
fear.
is? I think it's a lot of fear of missing out. Like, shit, if I'm dead, like, everybody wants to feel that great high or
Right.
whatever it is before they die, or, whatever they think
No,
they're
no,
here
no, no,
for.
no, no. Here's the thing. Right, right. I guess that's the case, but not necessarily that. It's just more. I think it's bigger than that, right? I think that sometimes people
Yeah,
don't think of like see when sometimes people their fear they're so scared. It's not thinking of the. It's like it's subconsciously. I don't think they're thinking about dying. It's just fear. They're like, what is that? Like, I think fear is like something that's bad in a way. Like
yeah,
I was
it
watching
is.
this
Yeah.
show. Like I was watching this show. It was like Inside Prison Life, whatever, And then there was this like something happened when these two guys were arguing, and there was this old time. He's like he was the CEO. He's like, all right, break it up. So he had to cuff them, right? And he was like so
Yeah.
scared, right? And he told the black guy to he told the dude, the prisoner, excuse me, he's a black guy, right? I don't want to sound like that guy, but he told the guy to put his hands against the wall, right? And the guy was like, he put his hands behind his back. And then, when he told the guy to put his hands behind his back. Before he did that, he lifted his pants up, just his pants up, like or his prison pants up, right? Dude, the fucking old white man just jumped, like he grabbed it, and the black dude, like, as he was getting cuffed, he's like, "Stop being so fucking scared. What's the matter with you? You're a CO. He's a prisoner.
Yeah.
Tell him that guy that." So that's what I'm trying to say, like that fear, like just that fear of like, I don't know, man. It's just like, what are you fucking so afraid
Do
about,
you
pal?
do you know what I think it is? I think that when people get comfortable and they create a routine that they really, really enjoy, they're
Mm,
afraid that that routine might leave them one day, whether it might be them dying or health, whatever it might be, They're
right.
like, because right now you could live a pretty cool fucking life. You can go and eat whatever you want, like
Sure.
you could, do whatever. So I guess people are afraid, like, man, well, what if I die? Like, I might never get that piece of steak again, or I might never get to fuck that girl again, or I
Yeah,
might
you're right
never have to
about
get
that.
that ride that car again.
Right.
So it's that fear of missing out, yeah. But you're
It
absolutely
is.
right. Like, I agree with you. It's like, dude, fuck it, because, like, I don't know. I don't really value the art of like the things that were made of today. Like I just don't. You know what I mean? Like, like,
Right.
oh, I'm going to be missing out on this or that, or I have to
You
go
never been a
see this place
materialistic.
before I die. No, no,
You know
I
what I like?
am. I am.
Okay.
But it's just
No,
in a
no, but
different
no, I
way.
like
Yeah.
that. I like that you don't have to see this place where you die. But no, no. When I say materialistic, it's this. I'm not gonna lie to you though, man. There's a lot of people that are full of shit, and I'm telling you this right now, Griswold. I'm not just fucking saying this. I'm not ball washing, but you're not full of shit because you're a guy. I'm not gonna lie, who always stuck to his guns on that. You always were
I
like,
have, yeah.
you never believed in capitalism. You're always like,
Nope.
you believe, yeah, you believe in like, what's like, why is everybody trying to become this, it's all about, like, I want to have a big
It's all
house
about the
and, cars.
participation.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Like,
it's like,
absolutely. And that's what I'm saying. You've always been about that, to be honest. Like that was your thing. But where do you think that came from? Why do you think that personally that you don't believe in capitalism? Like why? Like here's the thing. I'm not to go into personal,
okay, go
but
ahead.
why isn't your dream a big mansion in a BMW
I
just like
know.
everybody else? Just like why?
You know
Just like
why?
everybody else.
Because I don't know, maybe it's because the way I grew up. Like when I grew up, I had my own house back in my old country, and my grandfather's house was right beside, like right behind my house, and my grandma's house was right down the street. So like my whole family lived on a fucking street, and that to me in my head, I thought that's how everybody lived their life. I thought everybody's family had a house next to each other and stuff like that. It wasn't until I
And by
came
the
to
way,
America.
by the
Yeah.
way, Griswold, can you just tell where were you born?
I'm from Bosnia. Yeah.
Bosnia. Okay,
Bosnia
then you came to
Herzegovina. Yeah.
America at what age?
And then yeah, and about like 5, yeah,
Okay.
6, somewhere around there.
Okay.
And then I was living with my aunt, and she had a house, and that's where I realized I was like, okay, here people are a lot more independent. What I mean
Right.
by that is people aren't gonna go to their fucking aunt or uncle and be like, hey, loan me $500, and I'll
Right,
pay you
right,
back in
right.
a year. Don't worry, I'll pay
Right.
you back, and they never pay you back. Over
Right.
here,
Huh.
it's fucking you get your own. You work your own, you get your own. And I realized that the only true job in this fucking thing is the military. Because without the military, you're nothing. You know what I mean? You're fucking. Somebody could just walk into your country, rape all your women, take all your food, kill all the men, and now they have their own new country. You know?
Right.
So I was like, if anything, you know what I mean? That's it right there. You know what I mean? Supporting the people that are going to support the defense system.
Right.
You know, and since day one, you know what I mean? I knew that if you don't support, because think about it, dude, the only reason why America is number one in entertainment and number one in, you know, like the world police is because of the fucking power we have, you know, when it comes
Right.
to weapons, you know? So it's like we are blessed. We really are.
And
We
let me
just
tell
don't
you
look
this
at
though,
it.
not for nothing, right? Not for nothing. And I don't, please remember, I mean, I don't want to veer off what I'm saying, but not for nothing
No,
though.
no, go ahead.
In this day and age, maybe not so much 20 years ago, 15 years ago, right? But this day and age, that fucking, if your application said you have credentials of being in the military, it sometimes is better than the fucking
It
having a
is.
degree. It's
Yeah,
have better than
man.
a degree. Like, oh, I don't have a degree. I have a you know, I served fucking 4 years, 6 years as a Marine. Now here's the thing. I know there's some people right now like, oh, what are you talking about? No, you can't get any job. Let me tell you this right now. You can. You can get a job at Wall Street right now without a fucking degree. I'm telling you this right now. You know how many fucking there's like
Yeah.
60, 70% of people in Wall Street right now has 0 degrees. And if the people that do have degrees are not using it in Wall Street. That's a fact, bro. That's a fact. I'm talking about or people are stockbrokers and
Yeah.
blah blah blah. So I'm just trying to say, so I mean, but I'll tell you this though, here's a guy, he's like, I'm from Cornell, I got 6 years university, he's trying to go to fucking Bear Stearns. Like, all right, yeah, I see that. You got MBA in business, whatever, blah blah blah. And then you see a guy like in the military, like, oh, 6 years in Marines. I'd rather talk to that guy. Like, hey, so what'd you do? Like, oh, I was in Iraq and I was building tanks and I was doing that. Like, yeah, bro, you're hired.
Exactly.
You're hired. Because
You know what?
deep down,
That's
listen,
exactly what it's about, dude. Yeah.
because let me tell you something. Credentials. I mean, you don't need credentials. I mean, I'm just saying though. Any fucking firm, any big Fortune 500 club can hire anybody they want, without credentials or not. Now, I'm not saying being a lawyer. That's one thing. You can't practice law without fucking, without the passing the bar. We get that. You can't practice medicine without being, well, most people do in South
Exactly.
America, but without having, being, a doctor, right?
Not having a
But you
voodoo
can do,
doctor. Yeah.
but here's the thing. But you can do anything else, many other things. I mean, believe it or not, there's people who's doing construction shit without a license out there. There's a lot of people out there that's doing their things. Obviously, you need your certain thing, but for the most part, though, in terms of this country right now, like getting the degree, I'm just trying to say, I think to me, I'm saying, maybe I'm a little blue collar guy, but I'm saying, but then again, I'm a stockbroker. I work in fucking finances. To me, it appears better to have, military in your resume as opposed to school.
My only thing about it is America, all these people are volunteers. You know what I mean?
Sure,
Like
sure.
they don't really think
What's that have to do
like
with
think
it?
about it. Well, think about it like this, right? Everywhere else, for the majority of it, it's mandatory. Even in Bosnia today, it's mandatory. You got to do 2 years of military and then you go live or, go do your career in life. So
Right.
over here, you got these 18, 19, 20-year-old kids that are willing, to go to the fucking Middle East to fight some crazy motherfuckers that are willing to fucking die, blow themselves up. And these guys are willing to go over there and play soldier and then come back after 4 years. And
Right.
it's just a really, like, it's almost odd. It's a little odd, you know what I mean? If you really, like, look at it as a whole.
Right.
But then you look at it as day to day and you're like, well, you know what? Like, if they weren't doing it, dude, the government's gonna fucking make somebody do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
Right.
gonna say a draft, but you will fight this country's battles.
Yeah, but you know
Somebody
what
will
though?
fight this country's
A lot of the
battles.
people though, I'm just trying to say, it's like, it is what it is. Like you have a choice to do it or
It's
not to
kind of
do it. But I
ugly,
mean, yeah, but
but
no, it's
yeah,
not real. But it's ugly because in terms of war, it's true. Like a lot of the, like you got the majority of fucking. There's a guy who's like 24 years old and he's like he's like I want to say a general, but he's like some kind of high fucking captain and shit. Like a kid. To me,
yeah,
that's a kid. You know what I mean? And
yeah. But
it's
he's
true.
in control of 80
Yeah,
men.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, absolutely. There's a lot of young people in the military, and that's what's crazy about it. But dude, you can't have
Oh
a bunch
yeah.
of fucking old guys fucking running this shit. And one thing about the military
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
this is truly, it's blatantly like you know what you're signing up for. There's nobody like who truly signs up unless they're a fucking idiot and goes, "What the fuck?"
I mean,
What's
that
this?
happens, bro. I seen it, yeah. But
I mean, come
because
on,
that's what it is.
man.
It's a lot of young kids. Like I went to high school with the kid that did that. The night before we went to boot, what is he doing? He's fucking his girlfriend. I'm like, bro, this is not the life for you. You know what I mean? You just know
What are
who's
you
gonna
talking about?
make
You
it and
gotta
who's
bang
not
your
gonna make it.
girlfriend. You gotta bang your girlfriend
Because
before you go to boot
here's the
camp.
thing,
I got
dude.
family in the
Here's the
military
thing.
too. I got cousins that went to fucking
Yeah, yeah. But if you're
Iraq and shit.
going
Yeah.
there, if you're going there and you know you're 18 years old, dude, your hormones are
Mm-hmm.
raging, and you've got a girlfriend, you're not gonna want to go fight some fucking war. You're probably just gonna have sex every fucking day. So you shouldn't join the Marine Corps. You should wait till you're older or something, or just don't join at all. Like, and I even ran into him, dude, because he didn't make it. Right? He got sick. He pissed the bed, and there's a rule: if you piss the bed X amount of times, they have to send you home.
What the fuck
Dude,
is
a
that
few
about?
years
Piss
later.
the bed.
Yeah, yeah.
What? Literally piss the bed? Or are you saying like
Yes,
shit the
because
bed?
no, no, because you're under so much stress that some people can't control their bladder. I didn't have that problem, but some guys do. And if you piss the bed more than 3 times, you go home because
Oh
that's telling
shit.
them that you're not like
You're,
stress. You know,
you're
like
literally
you
living.
can't handle the stress. You cannot handle the stress. You need to go home. So that's what that means. You know what I mean? And I ran
Wow.
into him at
So that's what's
fucking
cool about the
Buffalo
military. That
Wild
they cut
Wings.
guys though. They cut guys. So yeah,
Oh,
what are
they
you
have
working
to
there?
because oh no,
They
no,
cut
no. He
guys
was
like
just
that. You
eating
can't make the
food
cut.
with. Yeah, dude. They have to cut guys because that guy could get somebody killed. That's the only reason.
Sure,
It's not that they
sure.
don't like him. Yeah, it's just that.
Do
Yeah.
you do,
But I
do,
ran
do you
into him
believe
at a fucking. Go ahead.
do you
No,
believe the
what
system?
were you gonna say?
Do you believe that does that system work? Like they literally are weeding out the whack like the shitty guys, or like not really?
Yes, I think in your heart of hearts, if you want to be a soldier or a Marine or whatever, anybody can make it. But if there's any doubt in your heart, that will be exposed and you will probably go home. You know what I mean? Like if you're there just for a paycheck, I don't think that's the lifestyle for you, man. I really don't, because like
It's a
that's where I
lifestyle, right?
went
It's a
in.
lifestyle,
Yeah,
right?
and it didn't work out for me because I
Mm.
went there for the money. I realized if you're gonna do stuff like that, you almost have to believe your own bullshit. And I didn't believe my own bullshit, so it was just not gonna work, you know?
A lot
It's
of those
almost like a
military
fighter.
guys,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
A
Like
lot
you
of those
gotta
military
lie to
guys, yeah,
yourself.
definitely. They got
Yeah,
they
yeah.
get a lot of jobs as like police officers and cops and shit
Of
too, man.
course.
It's
Yeah.
easy for these guys to get jobs though after they come out of the fucking military. Believe it or not, though, it's
Yeah.
not that hard. A lot of these guys,
Because they're
oh, it's
squared
no jobs.
away.
It's
They're already
bullshit.
squared away.
It's kind of
Yeah.
bullshit, man. That's kind of bullshit in a way. Especially nowadays. I swear to God, like I was standing in line one day at a burger joint, and then there's this guy, there's like a Marine kid, like looked like he was like 19 years old, like I mean pimples in his face, right? And then there's this guy who was like, he was in line, he ordered his food, and this guy came with his son. He's like, he brought his son. He's like, I just want to, excuse me, I'm paying for his meal. Thank you for your
I
service
know.
and shit. And I was like,
Dude,
it made me feel awkward, like that. Like, oh, so since I
it
didn't pay
did.
for his meal, I'm an
Yeah,
asshole.
yeah.
Like, oh crap,
Exactly. Exactly.
shit,
Dude, let me
fuck.
tell you something, bro.
Thank
In
you
the
for
Marine
your
Corps,
service.
you are not allowed to wear your camouflage uniform outside in the civilian world. My friend
Really?
wore that shit to a grocery store. He had all these
Yeah.
women coming up to him, "Thank you for your service." I'm like, "Bro, you would get demoted right now. If any Marine found you, what happened later
Really?
that night? He ran into a fucking reservist at a bar, and that
Right.
fucking reservist put him in his place real fast. He's like, "Hey, you got to go take that off." Dude, he turned into a bitch like that, man. He
Oh,
turned
yo,
into
hold
a
on. Let me
bitch.
tell
He
you
was
something. Dude, I didn't know
go
that really
ahead.
because I see Marines all the time wearing this shit, just walking around the street. So you're saying
No,
they're legit
if you're
not supposed to?
Army
Come on.
or Air
Right.
Force or National Guard,
What
you
about
are
Marine?
allowed. But if you
Oh,
no,
if
that
you're
is
Marine,
you
you
will
can't.
get demoted. No
Right.
way,
If you're Marine.
Jose. If the
So you're saying
yes,
you're
if they
Army,
find
if
out
you're Air
about
Force, you
that.
can though.
Yes,
Maybe.
yes, but if you're in the Marine Corps and if you're
Oh,
active
I
duty,
never knew
if
that.
you're on duty, you can wear it. Maybe they're on duty, maybe
Okay.
they're recruiters, I don't know. But if you're not on
Okay.
duty and if you're wearing your camouflages
But what do you mean
uniform
on duty?
in
I
the
mean,
civilian
but
world,
what if you?
like
Okay, so what
duty
if you're
can
on
mean
base?
like
What if you're on base
okay,
locally
okay.
and then you just go?
If if you're on base and if you're done with work, there's no purpose for you to wear your
To
uniform.
wear the
Take your
uniform.
uniform off,
Oh,
put on your
got it.
civvies. Yeah, you
What
wear
about a
your
lunch
civvies.
break
You
though?
wear.
What about a lunch break? Like what if you're
Oh,
on
well
work
then,
but like
oh,
I'm
well
going to
then, yeah.
McDonald's?
Well then, yeah, you have to wear your uniform because you're
So
still,
then that's why then.
it's a lunch break.
So maybe like,
Maybe,
well these guys are on lunch
but I
breaks.
can't see, but I really don't see the point of the Marines wearing uniforms in New York City. Like, there's not a lot of bases there. You know what I mean? There's not a lot of
Mm.
fucking testing going on. But I don't know. Maybe they're recruiters, like I said. It could be just a recruiter. But I just think my friend, dude, he like, and that's what like struck me. I was like, dude, you just joined the Marines to think you're a badass, you know, and you're not a badass. You're really not.
Right.
You're a little bitch, you know? I mean, you really are, like, deep down inside. Because, like, you are, dude. I just know who you are,
But
you know?
still though, but
And
I
it
mean,
doesn't matter what you've
but
done.
still though, nah, but
Like,
no, it kind of does though. Still though, bro,
but
you can't
but you
just
do
because
have to
you
give
knew a
him his
guy years
props.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If you knew a guy, he was a bitch. But so what? The guy, I mean, if the guy been through it, the guy say he did two to three tours of Iraq and came back. The guy ain't no bitch to
Yeah,
me though.
yeah.
I'm not gonna be a faggot. But
But
thank you for your
but
service. I mean,
but that's what
there's nothing
pissed
wrong
me
with
off
that.
about it.
But come on though,
Because
he
like
ain't no
he
bitch
did
though.
do a tour in Afghanistan, but he did a tour
Dude,
way late in his contract. This was when he signed up for the Marine Corps. Dude, he came home for like 2 weeks because that's what they do. When you're done with your training, you have to go home for a little bit. And he was wearing
okay,
his uniform everywhere. And I'm like, bro, I'm like, you know you're not supposed to be doing that. And I know the girls give you a lot of attention and it's
nice.
cool. You know, you feel like Superman. But you know you're not supposed to do that, you know? And he would make up
Right.
these stories. Oh, I just got back from Afghanistan. Our general got shot. And I was like, oh my God, like that's what pissed me off was the bullshit. Like you're lying, dude. You didn't just get back from
Exactly.
Afghanistan.
Well, see, that's the
That's
perks
what
of
that,
being in the military, though. You can come
but
back
I
and
don't
tell the
like
most
that.
bullshit story.
Yeah, but
I
I
mean, but
don't, but that's
come
not,
on.
ah,
That's like,
fuck
come
that
on. It's
shit,
all
dude.
about
That's
getting
not,
laid.
I'm not about, no, I'm not about that because other guys died for you, man. Like, it's not about getting laid.
All
It's,
right,
it,
all
it's
right.
deep,
Oh
you
God,
know,
all right.
and
You
it
get into
should
some
be
deep
deep.
shit, sure.
Yeah. Well, no, I just think if you're gonna go home and if you're gonna wear your uniforms, okay, but don't lie about a war story. Don't say your friend
Yeah.
got killed and all this stuff. Like, keep it. Just don't do that shit. Why you gotta even brag? You know, just be you. Wear your civvies. If people
Right.
ask what you do, just tell them you're in the Marine Corps. But some people have that ego. They gotta feed it. It's like a fire, you know? It's like I have to, you know, play this character. And I was always
Right.
like, no, dude, I just want to get a job. And I know that the Marines are badass motherfuckers, you know? Like you see the
Yeah, they're always
commercials
hiring.
or the video games. Yeah, they're always hiring.
I'll tell
Exactly.
you that.
You know,
They're
so I was
always
like,
fucking
yeah.
hiring. As long as you're fucking
Oh
American,
yeah.
you got some papers, they're
But you
hiring.
know what's funny about my friend? My friend was Jordanian. So when he went into the Marine Corps, everybody called him Haji. Everybody made fun of him, called him
Yeah, that's
Towel
fucked
Head.
up.
Yeah, it is fucked up. It
No
was so
shit.
bad that they had to
It's
change his
racist, right?
unit,
But
bro.
it's
Oh,
real.
very racist.
Ah, come
Yeah, but
on.
that's
Really? They had to change his
no,
unit?
I'm not
Bullshit.
lying.
My
Dude, I'm not lying
ass.
to you because here's the thing, dude.
Look,
The
this is
Marine
break. Look, sorry,
Corps,
look, this is
and go
breakthrough
ahead.
news from the Lobo Show. Look at
I'm
that.
just
Look, we're
exactly
breaking
no,
some
no, no.
news here. Hold on. So you're
I'm
saying
gonna
right
tell you
now
right now.
that is
Dude,
the Marines are
the Marine
racist?
Corps, the Marine Corps is the most racist fraternity on
What?
God's green earth. On God, there's
No,
nothing more
that's
racist than the fucking
blasphemy,
Marine
dude.
Corps. I,
Spoken like a true
but
person born in Bosnia.
but it's done in a way where it like it's never gonna come to the day of light. I'll give you an example, bro. Before I even joined the Marine Corps, you have to go to a recruiting station. You know, you got to meet your
Okay,
recruiter and get a
right,
contract,
okay,
etc.
sure.
I went in there. My recruiter was a black guy, okay, and he was a staff sergeant. Staff
By the
sergeant,
way, you said
you know,
black
that's a
guy
pretty
five,
fucking
five
rank.
times today. You said like black guy 5 times today. So
Well,
most people get the
whatever,
wrong
whatever.
fucking
Okay.
idea what kind of show this is, man.
Okay, African American. He was an African
Right.
American guy,
Okay.
and all the other guys were whites. And when I went in there one day, one of the sergeants was making fun of him, calling him the N-word and this and that. And I didn't want to say anything, but my
Really?
jaw like almost dropped. I was like,
Drop.
holy
Right.
moly. Like I was like, dude, he just called him the N-word. I mean, he's not here right now, but everybody else heard
What if
it. Like,
yeah, what if you
what is
what if
this?
what if he was like what if you were like, sir, this is the Marines, even though you were like a low rank guy, you
Dude,
just
I'm
totally
not doing
shoot him
that.
like
That's a
you're like
sergeant. Yeah, I'm
but
not doing
what would
that.
happen if he
Like,
did that? There would they do the soap thing like in
you
that
would
movie?
probably get handled with pretty quickly. Yeah, you would
Really?
probably get thrown out. Yeah,
Like
they
by
would
the
probably throw
MMA
you
guy,
out.
right? They probably put you in a cage with the MMA guy. Like, there's always a big MMA guy in there. Like, oh yeah, you're a
There
tough
was
guy,
a
I
big,
heard, huh?
yeah,
Just choke
like
you
dude,
out.
the guy that ran our recruiting
Oh
station was
shit.
special
Damn.
225 pounds. Yeah, and he was kind of like that. Like he was a rough motherfucker. So I wasn't gonna say anything. I just looked at him and then I looked down. I was like, holy shit. Marine Corps is pretty racist. Like that's pretty bold just to call him the N-word,
Yeah,
you
but you
know,
know
when
what
he's
though?
not here and everybody's
Hold
kind of
on.
like,
Okay, but he's not there. But then again, I'm saying that. But a lot of the Marine Corps. Let's get this also straight to the facts. There's a lot of minorities in the military
oh
service.
yes,
I
Mexicans
I want to
and
say
yeah, African
I want to say the
Americans, yeah.
majority. I want to say the majority, but there is a lot of minorities in the military
There
that
is,
I
there
mean
is.
they're not
Yeah.
gonna let fucking you know they're almost
But
they're not gonna let fucking
but I'm
shit slide
telling
like
you,
that.
man, there's a lot of clicks. It's a lot like politics. It's who you know. Who do you know and what can they do for you? Because, you know, if you don't have a high rank in the military, you're nothing. You know what I mean? If you're not a sergeant, nobody cares about you. You're disposable. You could die tomorrow. You're just a number. It's the sergeants and above that actually get some real pull. And it was shocking to me to see a sergeant talk to a staff sergeant when he wasn't there like that. You know, like saying, "Oh, this and that," and he's just a fucking, N-word. And I was like, "Wow, like okay, I guess this is how the real world is." Like, the real world isn't like TV. It's still pretty much the same as it's always been. Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, here's the thing, pal. That's I feel that's a fucking just a beautiful
It could be
fucking
just a
topic and
weird.
shit, man. Like, no,
Oh
but
yeah, you think so?
but it's
Yeah.
so fucking true because yeah, absolutely, man. It's like racism in military. It's fucking minorities in militaries, but but what are minorities? Like, what is that word? We're Americans, right? So a
Yeah, like somebody
minority,
that's
what is that?
non-European,
Like, yeah,
like a
yeah,
Hispanic,
absolutely, a
Asian,
minority.
African
Yeah, but that's
American.
I mean, yeah, like, come on, come on. This is I don't
I
know,
know it's
but
bullshit. It's bullshit.
it is though. It is fucking bullshit. But I mean, it's the military. It's funny, man. Like I said though, like young kids are admirals and shit. Guys are like 24 years
Yeah,
old, like a fucking
right.
admiral. Like you said, pal.
Yeah,
I control 100 and I'm responsible for 300 men, 300 souls.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's
And
weird.
it's but to me, like I said, when those guys get out of there, those are the guys I would fucking hire. Not for nothing.
Yeah, yeah, because they've been through the real
Yeah,
experience,
I'm
like
gonna hire him, or I'm
whatever
gonna
they've
hire the
been.
guy who fucking did the Yale guy, who's coming to me looking for a job. Like, you're from Yale, you know what I mean? You're looking for you come to a job here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Shouldn't you be
exactly.
like, shouldn't you be fucking
Shooting
Bill
for the
Gates or
stars.
something?
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck that shit. But let me tell you, that my producer's waving me off. Listen, we gotta fucking we gotta continue this conversation there, Griswold. I think we have to part two
For
this and
sure,
shit. For sure, man. I
definitely.
really appreciate that shit, man. Let me tell you
Oh
something.
yeah, man, this was fun.
It's some great things coming up, man, in the fucking future with everybody. Hey, fucking producers. Yeah, we got it. This is like, they do this automatically, I'm telling you. For fucking Allison Griswold and Petro, the new producer. We'll go into the details later. It's the Lobo Show. Go fuck yourself, denthead, you fucking prick. And you know, keep tuning in.
And stay black, right?
Yeah, stay black, stay
Joey
brown.
Diaz, right
There you
there.
go. Stay white, stay yellow, stay whatever the fuck you want to stay. But whatever you do, more importantly, don't stay queer. Don't stay gay. Unless you
Yes, yes.
won't make it to Catholic heaven. Good night, folks.